Good morning. Welcome to your Friday morning, early morning intuitive guidance. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum here with some words of wisdom to start your day. And let's just start with some breath. I think that would be a good way to start today. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Tapping on the chest a little bit. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Good morning, Joe Neal. You're the first one popping on this morning. Glad you are here. Welcome, welcome. So we'll give it a minute as everybody starts to pop in. Oh, our numbers are up to 4. We're getting there. We'll see who all rolls their name. Oftentimes, if you say hi or hello, then I see that you're here. Good morning, Peggy. Welcome. Glad you're here. Nice deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And I'm smiling because in that few seconds since I started talking, we're already up to 6 people. And when I read today's card, I'm like, oh yeah, I need to read this one. I need to live this one. Did a Lion Gate meditation last night. Awesome, awesome. Good morning, Carolyn. Welcome. Glad you are here. Yes, much is afoot. Much is afoot. So we want to be attentive to that. Good morning, Ruth Ann. Welcome. Hello, Janine. Welcome, welcome. Glad you're all here. It's awesome. And right now, we really want to be linking arms. We want to be our Practical Rebels group. And I know we're all these interconnected circles where we're all, we belong to many different groups. And we have some overlap between the people in one group and the people in another group. But we want to keep those circles connected as much as possible. And we want to be attentive to those circles right now because we are greatly in need of community. Greatly in need of community. And today's card makes that even more obvious. So I just got off the phone with someone and that person was suicidal recently and didn't say anything at that time. Said something this morning. So we need to be aware of what's going on within ourselves and what's going on with other people. Ask questions. You seem like you're a little bit off lately. What's going on? And listen. Listen. Good morning, Angie. Glad you're here. I know many people. I'm gonna go off on a little riff here, and then I'll come back to our card. I know many people are like, I'm not trained. I don't know what the hell to say when someone says they're suicidal, whatever. Listen. God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. Use them accordingly. You don't have to say anything. Some of the best therapy sessions I ever had in terms of feedback from the person I was across from were the ones where I did very little talking. We don't need to have other people's answers. Good morning, Mel. Glad you are here. We just need to listen. Well, tell me more. Help me understand that. Can you say a little more about that? Just keep listening. Good morning, Barb. Glad you're here. When you get to the end of it, they may say, I feel really good having put this out there. I feel such relief. Thank you for listening. Most people don't say, thank you for talking. They say, thank you for listening. There's a reason. And again, we oftentimes feel like we're not doing anything. Wrong. Being present. I am glad that this group helps you feel connected. That is my number one goal, that we feel like a tribe, that we feel like a community, connected, because there's so little of that out in our world. And that's why I'm all over the intentional community thing. I keep dreaming about it. That's my screensaver on my phone. That's the image I have posted on the top of my computer screen. We so need others. Yes, we get peopled out. We do. That's okay. We can take our hiatus from people for a time, but we so need to be linking arms. So let me share the card. It's from the Priestess of Light deck by Sandra Ann Taylor and Kimberly Weber. And for those of you who like to follow along, it's card number 15 on page 56. Deep emotions. Deep emotions. Unknown feelings, past life influences. I'm going to move it closer so you can see above her head because that's going to get talked about. This priestess of the depths welcomes you to a side of life that most people never explore. How many people go deep into their emotions? How many people are willing to look at the dark side of themselves? But if you're not willing to go there, you're losing a whole chunk of yourself. And within those dark emotions, there's a lot of gifts. A lot of gifts. I've mined the heck out of that stuff. The anger, the suicidal stuff. There were periods of time in my life where I was very suicidal, because when we don't face stuff, it metastasizes. When we bring it to the surface, even though it's grit in our mouths, it eases something. It gives us space to breathe. It allows us to move through and beyond whatever was stuck, all right? So if you're feeling any of these feelings and you're going, I don't know what the hell to do with this, hang in there, hang in there. If you need to seek professional help, do so. And that doesn't just have to be within the confines of the mental health system, because it is broken. Yes, we can get you in 3 months. That's not going to work. That is not going to work. There are other options. There are other options. Whether you do an online thing like a BetterHelp, whether you do coaching, whatever it is, whether you have a really good friend that you talk to, whether you journal, all the above, right? There is help available. There is help available. So hang in there. Hang in there. We can do this. We can do this together, all right? So the sacred triangle above her head, you can see that, represents the trinity of time, past, present, and future. This is surrounded by the circle of eternity, reminding you that of the unending nature of life, cyclical, continuous, and connected. There's that word again, connection, right? The ocean is layered with currents of all different speeds and directions. These layers of moving vibrations are like the emotions in your life. It's time to understand your patterns of motivation and reaction, and recognize how you are affected by things going on beneath the surface. When I first start working with someone, a coaching client, the first session, there's like a 15-20 minute sermon that I give about that. And I talk about our conscious mind and our subconscious mind, and that it's estimated that our conscious mind is only about 5% of our total consciousness. So 95% of our consciousness is subconscious, below the surface, what we're not aware of, still having influence, still directing our behavior, our thoughts, our feelings, but we're not necessarily aware of it. That's why I like the energy-based tools, because it dives below that surface level and gets to the stuff that's down below. So important, in my opinion. Let's see. Profound feelings you may not be facing are often still strong enough to direct your destiny, whether you want them to or not. And longing, attachment, and fear could send you in entirely different directions than you desire. Again, we're operating out of this stuff. We're not aware it's there, but we're operating out of it. Have you ever had that happen, where all of a sudden you get the aha, good morning, Mary, where you understand, something becomes obvious. It goes from subconscious to conscious, and you go, oh, wow. Yeah, hadn't put words to that. Now I can see it. Now I can see the influence it's having in my life, right? Such influences may stem from past lives, but whatever the origin, you need not be stuck with them forever. Think about karma. Think about karma. Let's wrap up some karma this lifetime. Let's finish it off. Let's be done with it. Look honestly at the patterns of your life to identify the undercurrents of emotion that are currently misdirecting you. Fear is one of those. Fear will send you in directions you really don't want to go, but you're off and running, right? Affirm that you can release toxic emotions and let go of longing and need. Call upon your own eternal spirit to help you navigate these depths of feeling and influence. The power of your soul transcends all limits of time, space, and energetic currents, which is one of the reasons we do what we do on here and spend time going within, going to that still place within, because the power of your soul transcends all limits of time, space, and energetic currents. Those are human-made things. We perceive times. Animals don't necessarily perceive time in the same way that we do, right? And certainly mountains and trees and rocks don't perceive time the same way that we do. It's an artifact of being human, right? Let's see. When you feel the depth of peace that it brings when you do this, you will be able to take conscious advantage of each moment and achieve joy in all the currents of your present experience, including the things that may not be pleasant. You can still be grateful for some stuff that isn't all that pleasant. Let's say you're going through a rigorous training program and you aren't enjoying it, but you're grateful for it because it's going to move you to a place where you want to be. There's all kinds of things that are like that. Maybe you're doing rehab on a physical injury. That ain't a whole lot of fun all the time, but you're doing it because you know it's going to get you to an improved quality of life, right? The present is a drop of life that cannot be separated from the vast ocean that is your eternal truth. So choose to infuse it with power and peace. Power and peace. The affirmation is, I release longing and fear. I peacefully direct the current of my life in every present moment. I love that second part. Let's hear it again. I peacefully direct the current of my life in every present moment. That is my wish for all of us. That is my wish for all of us today. So, hopefully there's a little piece of this card about deep emotions that you want to grab onto and run with. I'm glad this is good. Yes. So, love your ego where it's at. Imagine that your ego is a small child. It's an undeveloped part of yourself. Being harsh with it isn't going to help. So do what you would do with a small child. You acknowledge that ego's existence. You do what you can to comfort it, but it's the soul that's driving the bus, okay? The ego's hitching a ride, but the soul's driving the bus, all right? So drive your bus, ladies. Drive your bus. Have an awesome day. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you are capable of far more than you think you are. Bye-bye.